overwhelm is a delusion, isn't it? Now, the overwhelm is kind of what you make of it when you come away from it. When you are serving someone who is suffering, you're right there. You're not an overwhelm, or you couldn't do your work. You couldn't even pick up a glass of water and hand it to them if you were truly an overwhelm. But you come away and you think about it. And see, this is the way the mind works. It takes some past experience, even if it was just earlier today, and it projects it with some meaning transposed or put upon it. And the meaning then becomes overwhelm, which is a delusion that I'm helpless, or I'm not big enough, or I can't do this task, or whatever. You can't fix it all. You were never intended to, because that would take other people's learning experiences away from them. And it is very tricky, because it's very, in our meditation, we want to rejoice with those that rejoice and grieve with those that grieve. And somebody say, well, why would a spiritual being want to grieve? That's a lower emotion. No, it's not. You're just grieving because you're compassionate and you see how much they're hurting. And that's really important. But the overwhelm, when you start to feel that way, you're starting to disconnect from being in the moment of your service. And it's not a bad thing. It's just something that you probably want to get the mind. And maybe you go right there into a gratitude meditation, or you take out your gratitude journal and you just start writing what you're grateful for. Maybe you're grateful. Maybe you're grateful for your health, but you also might be grateful that you witnessed that person's death, because you could do it from a high place. Or maybe you're grateful that this person trusted you with maybe unloading something they needed to unload before they got sicker and couldn't. Or maybe it's just you're cleaning up the messes. Physical bodies can create a lot of messes when people are sick. And so you're grateful that you can do that. Not just you're grateful that it has to be done, but that you can do it in a place of loving kindness rather than a place of judgment. And so it's very tricky, but you have to watch the mind. The minute it slips into overwhelm, it's pulling you into the realm of delusion. And because you see, the divine is not overwhelmed at any of this. It's difficult. There's a lot of suffering. But hopefully people are being called to wake up. Do you think if things just went on as they were going, anybody would wake up? You see, it's just like this problem of plastic. Many of you agree with me, oh, it's a big problem. But not much changes in your life. You say, well, everything I buy is in plastic. Yes. Have you called the distributor or the marketer and said to the person or whoever answers the phone, I just want you to know I'm going to quit buying your products because they're loaded with plastic. I mean, things like that, where you really call yourself to get out of that snow that's causing you to go to sleep, where you step out of that and into something bigger. And I understand the overwhelm, but just know it's not bad. You're not bad if you slip into delusion. Just know what's going on. That's all. That's all that's important. Say, oh, ego is taking me into delusion because it thinks maybe I can rest, or maybe, who knows? Every ego is a little bit different. But what you want to do is put away those mental clashes as soon as you see them arising. And I hope that's helpful. Thank you.